What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Funnel Hacker TV. It has been almost a year since we did this last time. This is when Funnel Hacker TV started. Whoop. I'm hearing myself. I'm on YouTube. All right, we are on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and on, let's see, what was the other one? Twitter.
X.
So we're all over the place, and Russell literally was on stage. He was sharing exactly like all the details and a whole bunch of different strategy pieces. We're going to give you the inside look. Do us a favor as we roll the intro. What we're going to do is we want to make sure that we're in the right spot. So make sure you comment. Just let us know that you guys are here. And then we're going to roll the intro. And Susan is going to be breaking it down because she is on location. She's been grabbing B-roll, attending all the different things. So she's going to be breaking it down. We might have a special guest jump in. So we'll see if he makes it in just a moment. Let's go and get started. Oops.
We are part of an underground group of entrepreneurs that you've probably never even heard of before. We are funnel hackers, and these are our stories.
Oops.
Hey, everybody. Okay, we're also down a man on our team. So all technical difficulties, blame it on Ben.
Oh.
Just kidding. No, all good. So yes, I am here. I've tucked myself into one of the rooms so at Inner Circle, there's so many people here that they break out into separate rooms. And so I'm in one of the rooms, Stephanie Dove Blake's room. And so you're seeing an ugly color wall that's blending into my shirt, and it's just not good aesthetics, but we're working with it. So yeah, there's the room right there. I'm sitting right in that room. So we're on day one of Inner Circle. Previously, like throughout the week, the beginning of the week, it was Atlas and Category Kings that were meeting together. And now we're here in a bigger venue. We're not at ClickFunnels headquarters because there's too many people to fit. And we are doing Inner Circle. So I think there's like 150 people here. It's awesome. They're on a lunch break right now. And we thought we would bring you what's happening so far. I know, Ben, you've also been staying in tune. You're able to like tune into the teams, like Zoom room while they're streaming it to some select people. And so Ben's been able to see stuff happening over in the main room. Which is the fancier, cooler room that you see in the videos. Yeah,
it'll be really cool. We'll show you all that in just a minute. We kind of give you a sneak peek, but really quick, before we jump into what's happening today, it's been Inner Circle week all week long. So if you missed what we did on Tuesday, we talked about the Inner Circle Atlas group. They met on Tuesday. We did a full recap. They also met yesterday. And this is a recap from that. So they were all on there. They presented, they shared a whole bunch of different things. And so like, this has been one big sharing. Now, Russell isn't able to sit in with everybody in the Inner Circle. So if you want Russell to be able to sit in and talk about and have ideas about your business and be able to have that discussion, you want to be able to do that inside of the Inner Circle meetings. What you need to be in is you need to be inside of Atlas. Atlas is that group. Atlas and Category Kings is where he's listening. He's discovering. They're having the walk and talks, and you get Russell's full on attention. Inside of the bigger Inner Circle, which is happening today and tomorrow, that is a much broader group. We have about 100 different people that are inside of that group. It's capped at 100. And literally, like, it becomes everyone breaks out into their own little groups in order to discuss. So this is what happened at Atlas. We had a whole bunch of different speakers come on, and it blew my mind. I know it blew yours. And so I was literally, Russell's like, would message me like, this is a good idea. We should do this. And like, okay, cool. So we're like, I'm running and grabbing different things as we're going. So I'm not just watching, and neither is Susan. Susan's really busy doing a whole bunch of other things. So
yep.
It was crazy.
Okay. So before we get any deeper into this, our guest has joined us.
Here.
You can see it barely in the screen. So please, everybody, welcome. We've got Justin Benton with us.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Funnel Hacker Nation? Ben's so amazing. He's like, boxers, and he's like, it's time. It's time. I'm like, which room? Which room? There's a whole bunch of us rooms out here, but it's so honored, so happy to be here and contribute and talk. I mean, oh my gosh, did you guys see the documentary that Russell?
No one's seen it.
Talk about it, but they have not seen anything of it yet.
We just got started talking about today.
But let's talk about it. So that was okay. So kicking off today, Russell, of course, is the man. He comes up on stage, shares some really cool stuff about things that are that ClickFunnels is doing, that Secrets of Success is doing. Like, here's lessons we're learning, here's pivots we're making, like all that cool stuff. And anything you want to comment?
Well, I just want to say how professional, you can't imagine how professional it is right now, what we're broadcasting from right now. I mean, Russell spares no expense. Like, you should see the setup that we have right now. It's amazing. But no, honestly, I'm so honored. It was so much fun. For those of you, I'm sure the documentary will be coming out to a funnel near you. And it's a blast. I mean, there it is. Being a part of this journey, being a part of this, Annie Grace right there, is it's been the blessing of a lifetime. So I'm happy to always be here on FHTV, because we're going live on Roku channel, right? Real soon. I'm working on it.
You keep putting it out there in the universe. It's bound to happen.
Yes.
We're growing and where we're streaming, but not quite on Roku yet. So Russell got up there. He's like, all right, here's what's going on. He gives, he's talking about, we've heard him a few times now talk about like the facilitated event method. He again brought up curated events, which he brought up during Atlas, I think earlier in the week. Yep. And so he's just dropping all these gold nuggets that he's picking up from other people, going and implementing them, and then like basically reporting back of like, here's what's working, here's what we're doing.
Yeah. And so like, if we're saying words that don't make any sense, definitely go over, check out the podcast. He talks about what curated events are in the podcast. He goes deep into that and talks about what he's doing with it. He reveals a couple ones that he's done privately that no one's really known about. And he talked about, he's been talking a lot about mini dramatic demonstrations too. So he went really deep in what are the ways that they're doing dramatic demonstrations inside of Secrets of Success. Justin, you've seen those, and you've been using them especially for like the affiliate promotion as well. Like, affiliates are loving these monthly dramatic demonstrations that don't take tons of production. They're not as complicated, but they're killing it.
Well, and I think so many people are missing the point. Like, Russell talks Stream 100 all day long, traffic secrets, Stream 100. And it's not just about making videos or attracting people to your own audience, but it's actually attracting affiliates and JV partners. And obviously that's what I'm responsible for with Secrets of Success, is finding these big partners. We happen to have something big coming up next month. It might have something to do with Think and Grow Rich. But we're just, it's amazing. And for those of you like that are struggling, you don't know what to do when it comes to that, it's hiring somebody or having someone on your team that's actually focused on these affiliate partnerships, that's focused on these JV partnerships. Russell does it. Russell says all day long, he makes more money on affiliate relationships than he does spending money on Facebook. And it's just something that you need to be focused on and invest in. That's what I do. I hop around, I fly all over the place, and I meet with these incredible people like Don Green from the Napoleon Hill Institute, as well as Earl Nightingale. We were just out there in Chicago. It's boots on the ground. It's hopping on a plane. It's shaking hands, and it's how we've had the success that we've had. Russell launched ClickFunnels, based on the exact same thing. For 18 months, he had built up his network of people that he loves. And it was all about, doing the webinar back then. And so for you that it's at home, you're like wondering, how can I deal with these prices of ads and all these things? It's affiliates and JV. And if I can help, I'm happy to help. But I'm just happy to be on Funnel Hacker TV.
Okay, Justin, whose room are you in? Because so after Russell's presentation, which room? Sorry. I didn't.
Which breakout room
are you assigned? I bounce around. Stephanie is where we are right now, which is my favorite. I'm biased. I always am going to be in Stephanie's room. But
so I've been watching Annie's room. So everyone broke out afterwards. Annie broke out. She was actually, Susan, you saw this presentation as well. This one was really, really cool about AI and webinars. And he broke down something. He shared something on webinars is really cool. By the way, he's built multiple businesses. And one of the ideas that he shared, I put on my whiteboard. It's on the webinar. He gives module number 1 to everybody who's there. So that way they get it. They get all the resources and they're like, oh my gosh, this works. But step 2 is inside of the course. And everyone's like, oh, I got to taste. I got to feel. And I'm like, that would work really cool. Russell teaches perfect webinar. What if that was the second webinar? Like everyone who didn't buy, you do this special, by the way, we're going live with module 1 if you wanted to join. And Russell shared a new software that he's using to do facilitated events and shared how it's working. And it was so good. And you could run that whole thing as a facilitated event for module number 1. So it was really, really, really cool. So yeah, that was an amazing presentation. Susan, do you have any takeaways from rooms you've been in so far?
Yeah. Okay. So immediately after them, so I mostly hung out in that main room, and Vishal got up. We've talked about Vishal before.
Oh,
He
yes.
I think I'm saying his name correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
He last year at Inner Circle, the last Inner Circle, he was Inner Circle. He was Inner Circle. And this year he actually is Atlas. So he was at the Atlas event earlier this week, and he's here at Inner Circle and presenting something a little bit different, I think. But it was interesting. He was comparing so he's in like stock trading education, I think. And just like, that's what he does. He was comparing that to funnel marketing and funnel sales, and like he was doing like almost a one-to-one comparison, and like basically like, you're kind of playing the long game in both of these situations. YouTube specifically, like getting traffic from YouTube into your funnels. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's trying to help people all to like basically like break almost the stigma of like, oh, stock trading, like scary. Is like, it's actually not that much different from what you guys are doing. It's just like different industry, so he has his stuff to say there. And I think have we only had the two so far? It's like, it's been a great morning because Russell, I wanted to back up to Russell a little bit. Before we got into those, Russell took some time. So yeah, he talked about all this stuff, but he showed two videos. One of them, I know Justin's going to want to talk about here in a second, but it's the documentary. So it's been one documentary that's been released to the public so far, right? And what do the Bibliomania documentaries. And so one it's on that page. It's that one right there, right? On that page, you can go watch part 1. And so part 2, he's like, oh my gosh, the team's like, just got it ready. Is it okay if I show it to you guys as like almost like a sneak peek, like first viewing of it? And I think it was like 20-30 minutes long. Mm-hmm. So that took up a lot of the morning, but it was awesome. Yeah, do you want to just kind of like overview what is I don't know how much we can say, but like without saying too much.
We can talk about it.
Okay, awesome. I mean, you know better than I do.
And there's going to be an offer attached to it at some point somewhere. But it's basically the last 2 or 3 years of our work with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. And I just have to give major shout outs to Dan Usher and his team for putting this together. I was so blown away. I saw the raw footage about a week or two ago, and Russell's like, obviously Russell's the worst at keeping secrets, but he's like, you can't tell anybody about this. And I'm like, okay, fine. But so I didn't even show my parents, or anybody. And I just was sitting on this documentary, that's us there in the private plane. And it was such an amazing journey. It's such an amazing documentary. The passion that Russell has for Napoleon Hill, it's how the whole thing kicked off. There's a Dream 100 there for all of you to understand when you see the documentary, to understand what I did to become partners with Russell. And it was there's a book coming out, not to plug in June, called Boots on the Ground. But really, it's about showing up and doing the thing. Like if you have a calling within inside of you and you're like, this is what I want, whatever your dream partner is or your Dream 100, you can do it. And that documentary, it's Bibliomania Part 2, basically documents it. I mean, I had tears in my eyes. Yeah. I mean, it was very, very powerful. I can't wait for everyone else to see it. And it's magical. And it's Dan Usher. And here's the thing, we'll drop an Easter egg here and maybe Russell will kick me out, is I'm submitting this for cons for a documentary. Like, I believe that this documentary is so good that this needs to be submitted as a documentary, LA Film Festival, cons, Sundance, all of those, because it's that good. So whenever you get a chance to see this documentary, please watch it, because you'll understand everything that's gone into this journey.
Yep. So if you guys go to secretsofsuccess.com and you go to the About page will show you documentary number 1. So this is a series. They did documentary number 1. That was like how Russell got into Napoleon Hill, how he wanted to get the book, what the process was, how he started to build out his own private library. And then part 2 now is how does Justin Benton first Dream 100 him, and then how do they together Dream 100 into the Napoleon Hill Foundation, and what are the fruits of that? And they're finishing, like they're working on Bibliomania 3 right now. They're working on the 3rd documentary. And so like, it's this ridiculously good, high quality series. If you guys want to see it, go to the About on secretsuccess.com. You guys can go ahead and watch at least part 1. Part 2 should be coming out at some point. I know Russell's been talking about putting a funnel out for it at some point. So it'll come. It'll come. We talked about that today.
And it'll be awesome. It really is so good. Yeah. Like you mentioned, like, getting like teary eyed. Again, like shout out to the team that put it together. I mean, of course you've got to submit it. It's so good. But yeah, it's just like this amazing story of, you know, it hits all the marks on telling a good story. You know, if we think about like the hero's journey of like, oh, there's ups, oh man, there's disappointment, and then it's like, oh yes, there's the like success at the end. And so it's really awesome. So keep a lookout for whenever that is rolled out, which I'm sure it'll be a lot of noise around it, so you won't miss it.
And maybe we'll break the news here on Funnel Hacker TV. You have to get on the text down below if you actually want to see it.
Thank you.
Thank you for the plug. All right, Susan, you went to another room. What was that like?
I peeked into the other rooms. So we've got Stephanie's room. You know, it was really, really cool. Something that I noticed some of the other rooms doing before they even got started into their presentations was like just go around the room and introduce themselves. Like
nice.
I don't even know what they're called. What are the people called that are Stephanie?
Facilitators. Whatever you want.
Like, I don't know what they're calling them. But they do such a good job of like the people that are grouped together. They formed these bonds together. I mean, they're sharing things, they're asking questions, they're answering each other, they're learning about each other and what their expertise is, what their businesses are. And when they're asking questions, a lot of the time they're getting vulnerable and like showing their warts, you know, the things that they're struggling with. And it's like, you know, I'm really having a hard time. You guys have some advice for me. So there's really awesome community and relationships building within these rooms, which is something that I didn't really pick up on until this time being at Inner Circle.
That is cool. Justin, you are always at Inner Circle, dude. It's impossible to remove you from the Inner Circle. Like you are symbiotic. It's particularly when one writes a book about the Inner Circle.
Yes. Well, you could go to Amazon and pick up Inside the Inner Circle. The hard copy right there, the hardcover is $200. And the reason that I wanted to charge $25,000, but they wouldn't let me charge more than $200 at Amazon. So that's why it's $200, because of the content that's inside of it. For those of you that are thinking about, dreaming about, wanting to be a part of Inner Circle, I just can't compel you enough. Just go for it. Figure it out. Make a call. It's what I did. This is where the room happens. This is where the magic happens. It's not only about the tactics and a lot. Obviously, I'm a lot of what Secrets of Success, which is more personal development, but it's also about your relationship with money. And so you might think like, why would anybody want to spend $2,000 with me? And then you sit in a room and you watch people that have $50,000 offers, $100,000 offers, $1 million offers. And you're sitting there having lunch with them. You're talking with them. You're understanding their funnel building. You're understanding everything they do. And then your relationship with money changes. And for those of you that are on a mission, so many of us are, is that you know that you can serve more people. You can help, you can contribute, you can give back. And it's part of being in the room that will show that relationship with money that will change your life. And it changed my life forever. Like for me to throw out a $25,000 offer or $1 million offer doesn't mean anything. It's like throwing out a $7 free plus shipping. But you have to be in the room and have these relationships to get that. So if you're thinking about it, you're wondering about it, you're dreaming about it, I encourage you to apply, see if you meet the standards and all those kinds of good things. And if you can't get in the Inner Circle, then maybe start with 2CCX coaching, and that'll teach you how to get your 2 Comma Club to get into the Inner Circle. But it's the greatest business decision I've ever made in my entire life. And yes, I am Inner Circle for life, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it on Tuesday a little bit about like, just be in the room that you need to be in, no matter which level you're at. Make sure you are participating in the rooms that are available to you. So if you are not yet ready for Inner Circle, go make sure you're in the 2CCX rooms. They had the event last week that was at ClickFunnels headquarters. And, you know, when you're qualified to get into Inner Circle, be in the Inner Circle room, and not just be in Inner Circle, but like actually come to the events that the team puts together, because they're incredibly helpful. You don't get, I mean, if you've been to Funnel Hacking Live, you've gotten a taste of what that is, but even then, like, you just can't compare it because it's so different. You're getting like real tactical, you know, advice from people. You're able to learn from so many people in one day, and build those relationships. So yeah, it's definitely, make sure you're working towards those. Have it on your vision board, whatever you put together, like make it a goal, break it down. What do I need to do to get there? What do I need to do to get into these rooms?
And, you know, I was just thinking about it, like, there are so many different people that, like, so in my story, like, there were times where I've worked at ClickFunnels, there are times I haven't. And what I wouldn't give now, knowing what happens in these rooms, to be here. It's like, you know what? The 2 Comma Club is the reason to be in the room if you don't have a reason that's big enough yet. Like, just the ability to mastermind with everybody, to be able to hang out with Justin and be like, all right, I need to get my affiliate plan in order. What did you do to launch this? And the cool story, Russell shared a really cool story here at the beginning too, when he was talking this morning, where he was talking specifically about how sometimes when you're trying to get your, when you're inside of a mastermind, you just take notes on the highlights and you write their phone number right down next to it, because everybody here is so willing to give and be a part and to serve that it turns it into like, you're like, I want to do that launch. And he would give people a call and they would help. He goes, I went and I called Tim. Like, Tim is in the middle of doing his launch, or taught me how to be able to do a launch. And so I literally did a Tim, let's see, Tim, what's Tim's last name? I'm
Shields.
There we go. Tim Shields. I did a Tim Shields launch. And I'm like, Tim, how did you do this? I need to learn. I need to do exactly what you did. Like, show me how you did it. And so he called up Tim, and Tim was like, oh, this is how you do it. Like, that's the power of the mastermind. And so definitely do what it takes to be able to get in the room, because it is extremely, extremely, extremely valuable. And you'll kick yourself for missing it. We can only give you so much. It's good.
Yeah. So yeah, like day one's barely getting started.
We're just having lunch. We just got the morning broke. Russell just dropped all kinds of crazy golden nuggets, and we wish you were here. And if you're, like I said, if it's tugging on you, figure out a way. Get here, get in the room, whatever it takes. Credit cards, doesn't matter. Russell is the most brilliant, as we all know, internet marketer of all time, and we're seeing him show history, and we just want you to be here. So just figure out how to get here. Come join us, even though it's raining in Boise.
It is. The weather took a turn for the worse today.
No. Oh, it's horrible.
And we're inside. It's beautiful inside.
Yeah. Awesome. Susan, Justin, thank you so much. You guys rock. It's so cool. And I know there's so much more to like go and delve on, and you guys need to eat lunch, because everyone's eating lunch. They're going to be done. You guys need to catch up. So really quick, if you guys are not involved and you want to be, and you're trying to figure out how do you break in, you get inside of the Inner Circle when you've gotten to 2 Comma Club Award. One of the best ways to get your 2 Comma Club Award, follow the path that's been laid out for you. You can find that path at 2 CommaClubSecrets.com. This is a very special webinar that's going to be able to help you get all the different things that you need. 2CommaClubSecrets.com. Go and check that out. It is a spectacular, spectacular webinar. Highly recommend it. And it's going to give you all the different strategies and points that you need. Go and check this out. There's a reason people succeed when they come into this community. And there's a reason that people go from one award to the next, and it's all about the community. So go and check it out. And we will see you guys next week. Maybe we'll do a little bit more recapping. So if you want to not miss anything, what should people do, Justin?
They should go make sure they're on the text. Sign up for the text down below. It's easy.
Beautiful. Susan, thank you so much. Have a wonderful time. And I can't wait to hear all the updates from you.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
My name is Russell Brunson, and I'm part of an underground group of entrepreneurs that you've probably never even heard of before. We don't rely on cash from venture capitalists to get started, and we don't even have goals to go public either. In fact, our motivation is the exact opposite. You see, we have products and services and things that we know change people's lives. But because we're fighting against the big brands, people with literally unlimited budgets, we have to do things differently. We have to do things smarter. We don't have financial safety nets because every test we take is with our own money. We have to be profitable from day number one. So how do we do that? How is that even possible? If you ask the MBAs or look in your college textbooks, They will tell you that what we are doing is impossible, yet it's happening every single day. And it's happening through an art and a science that we call funnel hacking. It's not really something that I can explain to you, it's something I have to show you. These stories are a glimpse of entrepreneurs just like you who have a dream and a vision who want to change the world in their own little way. I use the funnel hacking process to help make their dreams become a reality. Yes, we are funnel hackers, and these are our stories.